Hey, Kat, what's up?
What is going on with my life?
I don't know.
Oh my gosh.
We've
It's
both been
just
on one today. This is a
just
lot.
yeah, just you know what? We're gonna go straight for it, just rolling in the intro.
Roll it. Oh, God, this is moving way too much. Hey, man. I guess happy Monday, even though this comes out on Saturdays. What's going on, dude?
It's only Monday. It's only Monday. And I really wish it was Friday. That is how my Monday has been.
Oh, God, I'm so sorry.
All I can tell you is, the whole thing is like certain times of the day, like the hospitals get crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that is very true.
Yeah.
That is very, very true. And I don't know what it is on the weekends, and people want to get their appendix out on the weekends. Appendix and gallbladders every time on the weekend. It's just crazy.
Girl, I don't know. Maybe they were like, hey, let's take a Monday off work. Get your
I understand because I know what
yeah.
this Monday was like. I would have done the
Ah,
same thing. I would have been
girl.
gone.
Girl, let me tell you about my Monday. So down here in Tennessee, I'm gonna make this quick, but like essentially where I live, there's just a bunch of fucking rain. I think we got like 6 to 8 inches in like under 20 hours or something. And so like everything was flooded. Like I drove in a lightning and thunderstorm, like on the way to work, and there was so much water that it backed up all of our drains in our bathrooms. And so like we all tried going to the bathroom in the morning and like nothing was flushing. And so we all had to like convene at lunch and being like, okay, everyone go pee somewhere else. Like I had to go pee at a Lowe's and then come back and no one drink water.
Oh, that's
It
just
was
so
so
terrible.
it's
That
so
sounds
gross. And the
so.
worst part was, it was like before we kind of decided that I had walked into the men's bathroom because
Yeah.
there was no men working in the office that day. So I was like, we'll join the men's bathroom. And the urinal was overflowing with water because like it was so backed up. It was just like gushing out. And I was just like, nope, we're going to let the drains
Nope.
take care of this. And we're just going to back away slowly.
I'm done. I'm out.
We're done. We're done here. We're done here. I saw like the manholes like bubbling like in the road. Like that's how much water there was.
Sounds
And
like a little hurricane.
it felt like I was joking to like someone else in the office next door. He's like, "Yeah, it looks like we got a break in the rain." And I was like, "Yeah, I didn't know we got hurricanes up this far north." Like, Jesus.
Oh my gosh. Well, tonight we're supposed to get hit with a whole bunch of snow. So I
Oh,
don't
are
even know
you?
what I don't even know what I'm driving in tomorrow. I might
Oh
be
God.
calling in and be like, so here's the thing. I'm stuck.
I'm stuck.
Because I don't know how my Mini Cooper, I don't even know how much snow is coming. So I don't
Mhm.
even know if the Mini Cooper can get through it. So we'll have to.
Yeah. I was about to say you have like the worst car for snow. Like truly. That's okay.
Actually, so the last winter I drove with the Mini Cooper, it did better than most trucks.
Really?
I
Does
was
it have
driving.
four-wheel suspension?
No, it was front wheel drive.
Oh, okay. Continue.
Front wheel drive. Anywho,
That's
so
fine.
I'm tugging along and I'm like doing like the little motorboat like type thing. I'm just kind of like
Yeah.
going, and like there's just trucks in front of me, like their ass is breaking loose and they're spinning out. And here I am just like
Put, put,
going
put,
and
put,
going,
put,
going.
put.
And like never lost traction, nothing. Like I was just trucking. Like
Dude, that's sick.
yeah, and then my sister, she has a Camry
Mm.
and she's like a sedan Camry and she couldn't
Hmm.
even get up my parents' driveway and I just like whip up, was like whoop whoop all the way up.
Bloop. Cat's
Mm-hmm.
here.
Big cat in
Hey,
the house.
cat in the
But yeah,
house. Oh
so
my God.
snow is fine, but there is a chance it's going to be freezing rain.
Mm.
So I don't know how that's going to
Dude,
go.
that's the worst. I know we're supposed to get like snow on Wednesday down here. So I'm hoping that everything, like, I hope sun comes out tomorrow and dries up as much as possible, because I don't want to drive on black ice all day. So
I know you have a topic of conversation you wanted to bring up.
okay,
Dre,
which
Dre
one?
texted me today
Oh,
and
yes.
was like, I don't know what you want to talk about today, but there's something that needs to be addressed, and we need to talk about the Little Mermaid. And so I've been waiting to hear what the fuck you have with the Little Mermaid. Like, what is your deal? What's your beef?
Okay, so basically a lot of it. um I decided on Saturday evening that I was going to watch The Little Mermaid because I was already on Disney Plus, and I was like, because I was watching WandaVision, and I was like, I guess I could watch something on here, and then whatever. So the movie opens with, Prince Eric on the boat, and they're catching fish, and like one fish gets loose and like slaps the guy before it like goes overboard, and like whatever. This fish jumps into the water and then just goes phew and rolls away, and I was like, you just saw all your best friends and your cousins get murdered, and all you have to say is phew, like, not like, oh my god, what happened to Jimmy and Bobby? Like, they're out of my life forever. We were in this school, like, swimming around our whole lives, and now he's gone. I'm just like, phew, like, monster, goddamn monster.
It's
I
a
was like,
kid's movie. They're not gonna be like,
oh,
my brother. It's like,
okay,
traumatic.
Jesus. And this is why you don't watch like kids movies as an adult, because then I was going through the whole movie and like nitpicking apart things. So like when Ariel goes into like her little hoarder cave, which by the way, some people call that vintage collecting, I call that hoarding. And she like opens a book and like is flipping through the pages, and I'm like, you're in a fucking ocean. There's no flipping through pages. There's disintegrating paper. And then she's just like, I don't know what a fork is called, but somehow I know what humans have, which are called feet. I just happen to know the English word for feet. Don't know how the fuck you knew that. And that also made me think, it's like, oh, so like she rescues Eric and immediately can speak English, or like whatever language that Eric speaks. So that way they can like communicate. And I understand, like, this is a children's movie, but how? And like, I'm not even thinking about like the whole grand like thing of it being like she's 16, and basically this like 25-year-old dude is like pining after a woman who can't speak, and it's like the best thing in the world because she, like, I don't know, it gave me like vibes of like she's cuter because she can't talk, even though he like wanted to find her voice and like whatever. And so I don't know, I should have written down like all my gripes with the movie, because it's like this fucked up shit we saw growing up. I was trying to think if there's anything else, but I think those were like my biggest things. It's like nothing made sense. Um, but then immediately after, I watched Mulan, and I was like, I can at least fall into a fantasy easier with this, and I don't know why. I don't know why that like Mushu, a tiny little animated dragon, makes more sense to me than Ariel and Eric being able to speak the same language. I don't know. That's it. That's all. Like, I should have written more down, but like that was my gripe. So
Okay.
moral of the story: don't watch kids movies as adults.
Well, didn't you didn't really watch like cartoons growing up though, did
I
you?
did. I did. I
You did.
just
Okay.
I didn't have the Disney Channel or Nickelodeon, but I still had like PBS, and I watched Disney movies all the time. Like The Little Mermaid was one of my favorites, and also Pocahontas. Like those
Well,
two.
Scuttle was like teaching her the words.
Yeah, I guess, but like how does he know? He's a fucking seagull.
Birds can mimic.
No, I mean, but seagulls?
Oh my gosh. It's
You know
just
what
so
I
funny
mean?
it's just so funny watching you get so mad over a children's movie.
Just, God, none of it. I don't know. I was just like, how are you flipping pages in a book? I don't understand. And like these random ass words. I will say it was really funny, you know, because she doesn't know like what a pipe is that like you smoke, and then she blows it into the butler's face. And he took it very well. I was like, that dude is chill as fuck, and I want him to be my grandpa. Like he's a good dude. He's a good
Oh
ass
my
dude.
gosh. But 100% though, when you watch children's movies as adults, they hit 100% differently. Or even like shows. When I was growing up, I watched a show called Little Bear. Did you watch Little Bear?
I don't think so.
This show, when I was little, I thought was so fucking magical. I was like, this is amazing. Like, everybody is just so calm, and like the mom's voice was super soothing, and it was magical. Like, bears are talking and everything, and everybody's having such a good time. And then I think it was like a couple of years ago, I was like, Little Bear. So I decided to watch Little Bear, and I was so disappointed because all the magic was gone. Everything
No.
everything that was like so magical to me when I was a kid was
Mhm.
100% gone. And I'm
Yeah.
like, it was such a good show.
Which it's to me, it also is like I'm gonna tread lightly here because I know your family is like huge into Disney. Like I know like your
Mm.
sister is like super into Disney. And it's like, how does the nostalgia stay if you like actually watch the movies now and you can critically think as an adult? Like, don't get me wrong, like actually watching Mulan as an adult I think was better than as a kid because I don't know why I could like appreciate it, or I guess I didn't form an attachment to Mulan because I hardly ever watched it. But yeah, I don't know. It's like all these people who are like super obsessed with Disney, and it's like they just skirt past like all the problematic shit. They're just like, but I love it. But I guess I can do with anything.
I don't know. I don't know. I still like the Disney movies. But see, when I watch Disney movies, I watch them because I want to see like the theatrics because I like
Mm-hmm.
theater and like Broadway shows.
Yeah.
So I watch it just for like the singing.
Okay, that's fair.
Like, that's what I watch it for, because then I can and then I can sing it with them.
Yeah.
But
I Go ahead.
no, I don't watch it for like the story.
Okay. All right, that's fair. I will say, under
Casually pulling out a Malibu bottle. Don't think I didn't see that.
you didn't see anything. Sorry, guys. It's the only way I'm entertaining after a long day at work. And even that's up for debate. I will say, "Under the Sea" as a song fucking slaps. I love that song.
It really does, though.
It fucking slaps. And even when like "Kiss the Girl" came on, like I was singing along. I was like, "Kiss the girl, whoa whoa, sha da 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 da, don't be scared." And I was just like, like having my own little sing along. And Ari's just looking at me like, "Are you okay?"
Oh my gosh. Yeah. But I watch like a lot of anime and
Mm,
cartoons, like stuff like that, cartoony stuff. Um,
mm-hmm.
so to me, like, looking past the things that aren't truly scientific or
Yeah.
possible within those realms, like, I just go, "Meh."
Yeah. No, I'm glad you brought that up. Like I guess it is more about just like the theater, the music, and like trying to get lost in a story that obviously couldn't happen because it's escapism.
Mhm.
So anyway,
Yeah.
I'll drop it. But I was just so mad this fish was just like, bye Bob. Like, I'm I'm gonna go eat some smaller fish now.
That's so funny. I was
Oh
wondering,
god.
I was like, what do you mean? Like, you want to talk about Little Mermaid, you want to rant about Little Mermaid. Like, what the fuck do you have? What beef do you have with Little Mermaid? Like, it's a fucking kids movie.
Listen,
But like,
okay.
I mean,
I guess if you just compare it to like the shit that Pixar's been like throwing out for like the last 5 to 10 years, you know, like the one where everyone's a mood, that like,
oh,
you know what I'm talking about?
yeah, I
Like
do. Yeah.
that one like got me in my feels so hard. Like when the little pink elephant dude like died, and like I died, like a piece of me died that day because I was like, this dude is fucking awesome. And I guess now, like, I'm getting used to these kids movies having these like super deep like messages and like making you really reflect on life. And then you like go back to the Little Mermaid. It's just like this 16-year-old who happens to know that the English word for feet is feet. I don't know.
You did?
Yeah, I need to watch. Yeah. You know what? You know what movie I need to watch is Soul. You seen that?
No, I don't think so.
It's the new Pixar movie that came out just before Christmas or like on Christmas, and it's animated. And it's supposed to be really good, and I haven't watched it yet.
I have not been watching a lot of movies, even though I love movies. I've been watching. You'll appreciate this. I've been watching a lot of like tattoo shows.
Nice.
Because I gotta get ready. Because I mean,
it's coming.
My canvas is coming.
Yes, the canvas is ready. Just paint me. So
paint me like one of your French girls.
Ha. I mean, like Ink Master or just like tattoo shows.
Well, I've seen Ink Master like in bits and pieces, so I need to sit down and really watch it. But I've been watching a show called Black Ink. It's kind of like the drama, like Jersey Shore meets tattoo shop meets New York City.
I've heard of it. Okay.
I don't know. But I was like, oh, I want to see like what kind of art style they're doing. Because mostly I'm like, I need to see the art. Show me the art.
Show me the art, baby.
And it was more of like not my style.
Yeah. It really just depends, dude. All right. Do you want to go to my depressing topic or switch to your happy one?
Well, I figured we can get yours out of the way.
Okay, let's get mine out of the way.
Let's do it, and we can end on a happy note for this podcast.
There we go. Okay, so today our office was like riddled with the news of a double homicide that happened in one of the counties that I work in. So like I have a center office, but we work in 2 counties. And basically like we're on the phone with someone else, like trying to work through a problem. And the guy we're talking to was just like, so have you heard anything about those murders up there? And I just turned to my boss and I'm like, what? Like, what's happening? And so then like everyone in the office was like on Facebook except me, like, because I'm never on Facebook. And so they're like trying to figure out like what the hell's going on. And we finally got the whole story. So apparently, okay, first of all, duck hunting is massive down here, like especially in this area. So this was all over duck hunting. These murders. Yes, bear with me. So they were in a duck blind, which is essentially just like a swampy area, and I guess like 2 boats collided. And for some reason, either they're like someone went into someone's duck blind that they didn't own, like on accident, or I don't know. No one really knows what happened, like to that part yet. And so one of the guys jumps out and goes into the other boat, opens up, like it's like encased, or like enclosed. And so he opens up the blind and just shoots the 2 college-age students inside. No reason, no altercation, just shoots them. And they die like immediately. And so there's another guy in the boat with the shooter. And so he tackles him and like gets him in a bear hug and then finds rope and ties him up and is like trying to control him and then knocks him out. I don't know how, like with his fist or like with the butt of the gun, like, no, I don't know, but like knocks him out. And then he gets all of the 3 bodies. The shooter's not dead. He's just unconscious. So he gets all 3 bodies into a boat to take them all to shore. So that way this shooter could get arrested and then they have the bodies to, turn in, I guess. And so the shooter wakes up and starts like fighting and thrashing and like won't calm down. And so the guy who tied him up threw him overboard. And he's tied up. So they think that he has drowned and that he's now dead. They're not sure. He could have gotten loose and swam away, but like as far as we know, he's missing right now. And then just before we got on, I got a text with an update saying that the shooter has mental health issues and was either decided not to take his medication for a while or was switching meds. So either way, like he was not firing on all cylinders. And so I literally read that and I was just like, this could have been prevented. And this is so sad. And this is something that like not even a background check would probably catch, because if he was on medication, then he still would have been able to legally buy a gun. And so it was just like, it was so jarring to like get these updates like all afternoon, just being like these two young boys, like probably 20 years old, like their lives are gone. Like this mentally ill dude, like he's probably now dead. And so now the guy who tied him up, like, is he like a hero or is he also a murderer? You know what I mean? It's so weird. Like, and it's so sad. And I was just like,
I think it's until they find the body. If they find the body and he's dead, then he's considered, what is it?
Manslaughter?
Yes.
Or second degree?
Second degree manslaughter. Because although he was trying to do like justice, I don't know if they would consider that completely self-defense, because the guy was tied up and then he threw him overboard.
Right. I'm thinking he could have just knocked him out again.
He probably could have, instead of just throwing him overboard.
Yeah, but we also don't know like what was actually happening on that boat.
That's
so
true.
I don't want to like point fingers and be
That's
like, you could have done this. And so I was just like, God, like, you know, oh, sorry, I guess I should have given a trigger warning to everyone, but you know, that talking about a murder. But I was just like, that is like, that's some shit you just don't hear every day. And that's so sad. And I don't know, dude. So that's what's been happening today. A lot of rain and a double homicide, possibly triple. Like it's fucking weird.
It's just
dude.
like I was watching a YouTube video yesterday, and you know the PSAs that a lot of kids here in America have to watch.
Yes.
They were showing it in Korea to some Koreans. They were like, these are some of the public service announcements that Americans have to watch in school. Or in general, they're on the news, on TV, in the news and whatever. And the first one they showed you, can you guess what they showed them?
Oh no. Active shooter in a school?
Sandy Hook.
Oh gosh.
They showed them Sandy Hook. I think it was called Sandy Hook's Promise. And it was the one where it was kind of like focusing on a person, but in the background you saw a kid like struggling, and it was supposed to teach you to like look around you and see the signs of somebody needing help. The second one they showed them was another Sandy Hook one. It was the back to school one where they're like, oh, I just got this new backpack and it's really good. And like, oh, and then like the kids in the closet, like one, I'm really glad that my mom bought me these scissors and these pens. And then the one that like kind of really hurt, like all of it was making them really upset, but the one that really made them upset was the girl in the closet was like, I'm so glad that my mom finally bought me this cell phone so I could text her. And it was like, I love you, Mom. And it was so sad.
No.
I know. And I was like, God, I remember when that came out.
Oh, that was awful.
It was awful. And then after that, they were showing them like drug ones. One of them I never saw. Yeah. Like I've never seen one. And I was like, how did you find that one? Because I've never seen it.
Yeah.
And it was like, it was the one in like I don't know if you've seen it. It was a guy driving in a car and he takes pills, and then everything around them, everyone turns into mannequins.
No, I've
And
not seen
then
it.
yeah, and the guy, like, freaks out and starts beating these mannequins with a bat, and then he finally comes to, and he's in the bathroom covered in blood, holding a bloody bat.
Oh god.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Like, I've never seen that one before.
Oh goodness.
Mhm.
I will say the first one you mentioned I have watched, but Sandy Hook happened after I graduated from high school. So like I never actually saw that PSA like as a student. But even as watching that as an adult, like it kind of fucks you up. And it's sad that kids have to be shown these kinds of PSAs. Like it's kind of ridiculous. But
Yeah, when did that happened in
2011?
tw in 12
12.
2012.
12. Okay.
I was I
Well, you would have been
I
a junior,
either
senior.
was it in the spring or the fall?
That I can't answer.
It was December. So
Okay.
it was my senior year
Mm-hmm.
of high school,
Gotcha.
which that tells you because we had the active shooter at Purdue almost a year later.
That's right. You were a freshman.
Mhm.
I always forget that.
So, yeah, I went from watching the Sandy Hook Promise to going into college and actually having to deal with that. So, it was just like it's so crazy, the gun violence. I just saw, like, that they were showing them that. I was like, "That's it
Mm-hmm.
it's so different." I can't even, like, fabricate, like, a sentence that actually articulates, like, how crazy these PSAs are. The shock factor that like, we have to watch, like, these kids have to
It's
watch.
it's fucked up. And there was a tweet I saw that happened or that was written shortly after the Capitol riots.
Mhm.
And basically some kid in a classroom said, fuck those congressmen for cowering in the Capitol. I've been having to do active shooter drills ever since middle school. So if I can handle it as a kid, they can certainly handle it as an adult. And I was like, I never thought about that. Like how long we've had this issue in America to the fact that like a lot of these kids have now had to do that for most of their education years.
Yeah, like, desensitizing.
Hmm.
It's scary.
It
It's
is.
scary.
I mean, I'm glad that you and I didn't necessarily have to go through that, but I feel bad that kids have to go through that now because like we just won't change our policies in
Well,
America.
right after the Sandy Hook, um, occurrence, my spring semester of senior year, they started implementing the active shooter thing. So we had to practice active shooters.
You did?
Yeah.
Damn, I didn't know that.
Mhm. Which
Shit.
was similar to I practice at the hospital too. And I
Mm,
have to watch videos on it as well.
mm, okay.
And it's kind of like the drill. I don't know if I don't I don't know if we did the drill here in Indiana, but when there's somebody like an intruder in the school, how you're supposed to like cover up the windows,
Yeah.
well, cover up the door and then like
Mhm.
hide in the corner.
Yeah. I
Like
do
we
remember
had
doing that.
those.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had those. It was a little bit similar to that. I don't know. I mean, I haven't been in like that type of schooling in a while, so I don't know how they do it now, but
Mhm.
it's crazy. Like I only had to do it first semester. Well, it's just like you took driver's training, right?
Yeah. Mhm.
Did you watch the driver's training video about no texting and driving?
I'm sure I did.
The one with like the three, I think it's three or four girls, and they got in a crash, and it was so
Mm.
gory, and like everybody in the car was dead but her.
Oh god.
Everybody, and it was like she was
Yeah.
screaming, and like the other people that were in the incident, like most of them were they died, and it was just like so gruesome, and
Mhm.
it was just like her hyperventilating, the putting her in like a neck brace and everything. And they showed us that in driver's training. They're like, okay, so you won't text and drive now. I'm just like,
God.
Like,
But that's
oh
the
my
thing.
gosh.
That's the thing. It's like that is actual like real life along with the active shooter, because we had let's see, God, what year? I was a freshman. I was a freshman. We had a girl die in a car crash because her best friend was driving the car and was texting and was going too fast over a blind hill. And that blind hill was only half a mile from where I grew up. And so I know that hill very well. And yeah, if you're not paying attention, like you can't see who's coming over the other side. And yeah, she was 16, 17 years old, and she like died immediately because they're like her friend was texting. And that's and I still feel bad to this day that I will text and drive, but I've gotten a lot better about doing voice to text um if I really really need to. Otherwise I do try to wait, but sometimes if I'm driving slow, then like I'll text, and like if I know there's not a whole lot of pedestrians around, but like that's still not okay. And it's like no matter how many PSAs you give out, like the texting stuff, I mean, how many people do you drive past on the interstate who still do it? And then just like no one cares. And it's sad.
I do not text and drive.
I know you don't, which bless you.
Dre knows, like, anytime she texts me and I'm driving, I call
Hmm.
her. I
Yeah.
call her instantly because I'm like, hey, I'm driving.
Hmm.
Um, I don't know what you said in the text, but hi.
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 Hey. You did that last week, in fact.
I did. Yeah,
So
I 100% do not text and drive. It
yeah.
it makes me uncomfortable. I do not like it. I've
Hmm.
seen too many like accidents and just especially working at the
Yeah.
hospital. Do not I do not
Oh,
like
dude,
it.
especially, yeah. Especially.
It's so ugh. And
Ugh.
like an ex-best friend of mine, she would text and drive all the time, and it made me so nervous. Like,
Hmm.
here's the steering wheel for the people who are listening. Like, I have like if you hold the steering wheel in your hand, like where the horn is at, she would like hold the phone horizontal over the horn and text like that as she was driving. So she would use her pointer fingers to text as she's maneuvering the wheel. And it was crazy.
Sorry.
It always make me so nervous. And she was a speeder, like a
Oh
speed demon.
God.
She would drive so fast. So we would be going like 80, 85 miles an hour while she's distracted on her phone. And at multiple times I'm like,
Yeah.
she's not gonna see something and she's gonna hit something and I'm gonna be dead.
Right. Right. And it's kind of awkward to bring up because like I've worked with someone who like we would have to share vehicles because of the nature of the job, and she is on her phone constantly in the car, driving or not. And she is one of those people who is inconsistent in her speed. So sometimes she'll drive super slow, sometimes it's super fast because she's not paying attention to her speed. She's paying attention to her phone. And it got
Yeah.
to the point where I was like, always like, I am volunteering to drive. Like, I know I'm not the best driver in the world, but like when I am in a company car and there's someone else in the car with me, like I'm not texting unless like the only reason I'm on my phone is if it's for GPS purposes. Like if I need to pull up my GPS because we didn't have a place in the car. And to me, a super slow driver is almost as dangerous as a super fast one.
Yeah, it is. It's
Yeah.
100% more dangerous.
Yeah. And it's crazy. And it's just, and you feel awkward like trying to bring it up, especially if that person's like a superior. But, you know,
Yeah. I
it's
understand
weird.
the awkward. For me, I just go like, you're making me uncomfortable. I
Yeah.
For you guys to understand my type of personality, I will be very blunt with you if I have
Hmm.
to. And if something makes me uncomfortable, I will flat out say, you're making me uncomfortable. I'd rather you not text and drive,
Yeah.
please. I mean, I would say it nicely.
Yeah.
Um, but if it's like, if, because it's your life,
It is your
it's your life
life.
in your hands. And if you are not in control of that and that makes you uncomfortable, you be like, hey, girl, hey, dude, hey,
Yeah.
whoever, like, please, I'm asking you kindly to stop
Yes.
texting and driving
It's
while I'm
like,
in the car. I don't care what you do in your spare
mhm.
time, but do not text and drive when I'm in the car with you.
Yeah. Yeah. Cause then it's like, it's one thing to put your own life at risk. It's another thing to put someone else's life at risk. And like that's to me like that's bullshit. So like I've done this before where like someone's trying to text the driver and I'm like, give me your phone and I'll text them. Tell me what you want me to say and and I've done that multiple times.
Oh yeah, you have to.
Mhm.
I am I have no quorums giving people my phone.
Yeah, me neither.
I'm just like, I don't have anything on here. There's no
Yeah.
nudes. There's no
Mm-mm.
dirty text messages. Like,
Nope.
girl has reverted back to being a virgin. Like, let me tell you.
Yes.
Like,
Same. Girl, I ain't got nothing in this phone.
yeah, there's no good juicy details in there. So
Nope.
I'm always like, and so especially like in the car, if I'm listening to music, because I'm constantly listening to music, I'm like, here, you pick whatever you want. Here's my passcode, blah, 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 blah.
Yep.
Like, do whatever you want. I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, can you text my mom?
Yep.
Whatever. Just don't let me
Don't,
touch the phone.
don't touch it. Okay. I will be better in the future of doing voice to text and no texting or just not touching my phone. I will do better
I
for the
believe in
whole of
you.
thank
This
you.
is not a shame, but it's a slight shame.
It should be a slight shame. I will say the number one I don't necessarily I do text and drive, but not very often. My biggest thing is changing my podcasts or my music. So like
Yes, I am guilty of that.
yes,
I
especially
am guilty.
podcasts.
Mhm.
Because you can't just like hit next. You have to like go
Yeah.
in and choose the next one and like whatever. So, but
Yeah.
I will be better. I'm sorry, world. I'm sorry. Okay.
Yeah, that is like the one thing I'm guilty of too.
Yeah.
Is normally I have when I start driving, I put a playlist on so I don't have
Mm-hmm.
to touch my phone.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes my phone won't go to the next song, so then I have to pick up my
Mm,
phone and like unlock it and then click it.
yeah.
And I usually try not to do that until I'm at a stoplight.
Yeah. Yeah. That's very true. That's very true.
But
All right,
I'll be better.
kids.
I'll be better too.
We're all going to be better in this world, and I want you to end us on a very high note. Take it away.
On Twitter, I saw the JoJo Siwa just came out. That is super exciting.
Super
I don't
excited.
know about you guys, but it's super exciting. I don't know. I love seeing people's like their stories and how they came out. I know not all of them are always like, yeah, some of them are kind of tragic, but I like hearing about them because I'm
Yeah.
like, it's like your first step into like being like who you are. It's so amazing. I love to it's like seeing like somebody's first steps and I love it. I just it makes me so happy.
And I love how she was just like not even like that forthcoming about it. She just like posted a TikTok like singing to Lady Gaga's Born This Way and then posted it like on her Instagram like my best gay cousin or best gay cousin
Oh
ever
yes.
or shirt or like whatever. And I was just like, I fucking love that. And
I'm for that.
so
I
for
love it.
it. I'm so for it. And especially because obviously you and I are not JoJo Siwa fans because we do not fall into the age demographic that she caters to.
Mhm.
But I know how much of a fucking impact that 16 or 17-year-old girl has on like all the youth. And so it is a really good that someone with that amount of influence was able to be like, all right, like I dated this dude, realized that I'm gay and I'm not going to hide it and I'm going to make other people feel better about coming out. And I just think that's absolutely fantastic. And I super applaud her for it.
I
So,
love it. I love it. I'm all for it because the JoJo's like the only time like I was really like I knew about JoJo is Dance Moms.
mm-hmm.
That's the only time I knew about JoJo.
Same, same.
And like I'm not saying her music is bad, but it's not my type
It's
of
not made
music. I
for
mean,
us.
you've heard my type of music. I listen to a lot of rap, hip hop, and
Mm-hmm.
things like that. So it doesn't fall my demographic. But when I saw that, I was like
Yes,
so
queen.
happy. So happy. I love it. I love it. I love it.
Ah,
It's so amazing. So amazing to see that.
girl, it's so good. I'm so happy for her and I wish
Oh,
her all the best of luck in life and just fucking
yes.
keep killing it. Girlfriend is like a multimillionaire
She
before
is.
she's graduated high school and she's come out like girls on a whole nother level and I love it.
I love it. It was like so subtle
It was. It was
and it
so
was awesome. It was awesome. I love it.
awesome, awesome, awesome.
Such a
Sorry,
fan.
sorry, I was looking at my phone.
Such a fan.
Fan, a fan.
Fan
The
of a
fan.
fan.
The fan of a fan.
Well, because here in Brew Queens, we're a fan of LGBTQ plus.
Yeah.
We love
Be
that stuff.
yourself on this channel.
Love it. You love to see it.
You definitely love to see it. All right. It's time to roll into recommendations. Yes. And Miss Kat, you're gonna go first this week because I went first last week.
Okay. So we're gonna have a moment of silence while I pull up my stuff.
Pull up your stuff.
No. Okay.
There you go.
Got it. Okay. You ready for recommendations?
This Freddy is ready.
Freddy is ready. Mm-hmm. So this song that I absolutely love right now is called Yume Obito or Dream Tracer. Mm-hmm. It's by Poonpei and Kireva. It's really good.
Okay. Okay. What kind of genre are we working with?
Japanese rap.
Oh, okay.
Like,
I'm digging it.
I'm a sucker for a good opening. And
ooh,
it is a real good opening.
Okay.
So you're going to have to take a look.
Yes. Okay, you're just gonna have to like send that to me, like take a screenshot of like Spotify and send it to me because I have no idea how to spell any of that. Not to be like, a white person.
Well, you've never studied Japanese, so how are you supposed to know?
No, I haven't. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Okay.
What do you recommend today?
What do I recommend? Girl? Okay, I got a little bit of a story time with this one.
Oh geez.
No, it's very short and sweet. It's not murder. Okay, so or overflowing urinals. I was looking on my Spotify because, as one does, and came across my release radar playlist, and I see a familiar face, and I was like, "Oh, that's interesting. That's Maggie." And Maggie is a light acquaintance, I would like to say, from college. She was like a friend of a friend, and we would hang out sometimes. And she's a singer, and she would sing at like little backyard venues and like other larger like events like around campus, and beautiful voice. So whenever we'd see each other in the bar, we'd say hi and strike up conversation, but I honestly have not talked to her in a very long time. So I see her face like on my release radar. I'm like, oh, that's like super fucking interesting. She must be having a song that's blowing up. And so I click on it, and the song has less than 1,000 plays. And I was like, that's so interesting that ends up on my playlist, because anything that ends up on like my release radar usually has like a ton of plays. But anyway, her musical name is not Maggie, it's Hodge. It's spelled Hodje. I'll link it down below. It's actually a reference to a family member who was also an artist. And the song is called Swimming in My Prom Dress. And
all right, I like it.
Yeah. It's like even like with just the title of the song, you already get the visuals and like kind of what the song's going to be about. And like, that's what I really loved about it. And then the song is mostly just piano. She does do some layering at the end, but like, it's beautiful. Like, it kind of reminds me of like the song that you recommended last week, but just like in a softer tone for her song. And so I would love it if y'all checked her out. She's a great person. She's a great artist. So yeah, Hodge, Swimming in My Prom Dress. Link it down below.
As soon as you said that, I was thinking like Nirvana, like the baby. Like I was just saying, like picturing like somebody like in their
just like this hard punk song, just like I'm swimming in tears and in my prom dress. Like, no, it's not.
Yeah, exactly what I was thinking.
No, it doesn't go quite that hard, but it's still a lovely song. So yeah.
Well, I will definitely listen to it. I'm a big fan of promoting small artists.
Yes, she's very small. So I'd appreciate it if y'all checked her out. So anyway, I'd also appreciate it if you checked us out on Instagram. No! No!
Yeah.
It's okay. We have
ASMR.
Sorry, what?
I had a little finger popping ASMR.
It's all good. Gotta have it somehow. So anyway, if you want super subpar content, go to @Kat&Dre. Anything else?
Doing what we can, what we got, what we have.
All the time. All the time. If you're watching on YouTube, thank you. Subscribe if you feel like it, but hello. Do what you want. So.
All right, bye.
Okay. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Have a great weekend.